Have you ever wondered about the true nature of Jesus? Was he God, as some believe, or a revered prophet sent by Allah? This question has fascinated hearts for centuries, yet Islam provides a clear and profound perspective. By understanding his life, miracles, and message, we can uncover the powerful truth that honors Jesus alayhi salam while guiding us toward the worship of one true God. Let's explore this enlightening reminder together and reflect on the wisdom of the prophets. Islam honors Jesus alayhi salam as one of the mightiest messengers chosen by Allah to guide the children of Israel. He was specially supported with revelation and wisdom, calling his people back to sincere obedience and righteousness. His life was a sign of divine mercy, but he remained a servant of Allah, completely devoted to his Lord. In Islamic belief, divinity belongs to Allah alone, who has no partners, equals, or offspring. Elevating any human being to the level of God contradicts the core foundation of faith. Jesus alayhi salam's true status is honored through recognizing his prophethood, not by attributing to him qualities that belong only to the Creator. The birth of Jesus alayhi salam was a profound miracle that demonstrated the limitless power of Allah. Mary, a woman of purity and devotion, was chosen for an extraordinary test and honor. Without the involvement of a father, she conceived by the command of Allah alone, showing that creation is not bound by human understanding or natural laws. This miraculous event was a sign for humanity, just as the creation of Adam without parents was a sign before him. Allah creates as He wills. When He decrees a matter, He simply says, "Be," and it is. The miracle points to divine power, not to the divinity of Jesus alayhi salam. Throughout his mission, Jesus alayhi salam was supported with extraordinary signs that affirmed his truthfulness to those who witnessed them. He healed the blind and the leper, restored life to the dead, and revealed matters hidden from ordinary knowledge. These signs were clear proofs granted to strengthen faith and remove doubt among his people. However, every miracle occurred only by the will and permission of Allah. They were not independent powers, but divine favors entrusted to a chosen messenger. Miracles in Islam authenticate a prophet's message. They do not transform a servant into the Creator. The source of all power remains Allah alone. At the heart of the message of Jesus alayhi salam was a call to sincere devotion to one Lord. He urged his people to purify their intentions, uphold divine law, and turn back to faithful obedience. His teachings emphasized submission to Allah's authority and rejecting false objects of worship that had crept into society. This call was not new. It revived the covenant given to earlier generations. True worship meant directing prayer, hope, fear, and reliance solely to Allah. Associating partners with Him was a grave error that distorted faith. The essence of his preaching centered on restoring hearts to uncompromising monotheism. Jesus alayhi salam lived a life marked by simplicity, compassion, and deep spirituality. He experienced hunger, fatigue, and sorrow, reflecting the natural conditions of human existence. He sought refuge in prayer and turned to Allah in moments of hardship, demonstrating complete reliance upon his Lord. His supplications showed humility and servitude, qualities that define a devoted worshipper. He walked among people with mercy, teaching patience and forgiveness. He did not claim independence from divine support, nor did he present himself as self-sufficient. His human experiences and need for sustenance clearly distinguished the servant from the sustainer, affirming his role as a messenger guided by revelation. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came centuries after Jesus alayhi salam, reaffirming the truth about him and correcting misunderstandings that had spread over time. He described Jesus as a righteous servant, a word from Allah bestowed upon Mary, and a spirit created by him. Through revelation, he clarified that honoring Jesus means believing in his prophethood without exaggeration or denial. The final message brought by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ preserved the original teachings and protected them from alteration. It established a balanced understanding, rejecting both rejection and deification. In this way, the truth about Jesus alayhi salam was safeguarded for future generations. Pure monotheism in Islam means affirming that Allah alone deserves every act of worship, inward and outward. It requires sincerity in belief, speech, and action, directing love, trust, sacrifice, and ultimate obedience solely to Him. Faith is not merely acknowledgement, but a conscious commitment to recognize Allah's uniqueness in His lordship, His names and attributes, and His right to be worshipped. Associating partners with Allah, whether through beliefs, intermediaries, or shared devotion, undermines this foundation. Islam teaches that salvation depends on safeguarding this oneness without compromise. True spiritual security lies in worshipping Allah directly, without elevating any creation to a share in His divine authority. From the earliest generations, Allah sent messengers to different nations, each addressing their people in language and context they could understand. Though their circumstances differed, their purpose remained unified: to guide humanity away from moral corruption and spiritual darkness toward accountability and righteous living. They reminded communities of divine judgment, mercy, and the promise of reward for those who remain steadfast in faith. Every prophet formed part of a single brotherhood of guidance, connected in mission and truth. Their teachings built upon one another, completing a chain of revelation that pointed people toward clarity and responsibility before their Creator, without contradiction or rivalry among them. Understanding Jesus alayhi salam as a noble prophet, not God, strengthens our connection to pure monotheism and the true message of all prophets. May Allah guide our hearts to follow their example and increase us in knowledge, faith, and sincerity. If this reminder touched you, please like, share, and subscribe to Interior Deen for more powerful Islamic insights. Comment below, guided by the prophets, as a dua, and let's make this intention together for ourselves and the entire Ummah.